welcome viewers to a Monday night at MATCHFIT Entertainment. That means we're rain light racing again for the 2026 LMU Season 13. It is round 10, the finale, ladies and gentlemen, here at Silverstone tonight. I'm Davo, as always, J-Man right by my side. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good evening, Davo. Evening, viewers. Yeah, welcome back. Monday night, Le Coup de Gras. It is the finale here at a very short-inspired Silverstone tonight, Davo. Do have the, obviously, ability to get plenty of racing under the belt tonight. Obviously, first up, we've got this 20-minute qualifying sessions just gotten underway with the Hypers getting the first 10 minutes of that, as per usual. The GD3s will come out right on the clock at 10 minutes. And an hour and 15 of hard racing expected on the calendar tonight, and with potential. I mean, we are at Silverstone, Davo. Will we see any rain tonight? That'll be the big question. That'll play a factor in a few championship battles should it turn up. But however, at the moment, out there, Chris Fraser, first cab off the rank, got that thing out there. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see Nathan Bewley sit this one out. It's actually set out the last couple of qualifying sessions. He's obviously got enough in hand to have already claimed the title, but man, these boys are going to go at it, Davo. Chris Fraser, Hayden Tegg, Will Dixon. And I think that could be the extent of our hyper field tonight, with, like I said, the exception of Nathan Bewley sitting this one out. So 55.8 for Fraser. Now, it's obviously a lot shorter track. We're going to see not as big a margins between the lap times here tonight as opposed to some of the longer length tracks we run, Davo. But it should be a good one. Good evening, guys tuning in the chat. Isaac out on track again in the beautiful Mustang. Be good to see how good he goes. And also Matty Clark has got a job to do tonight. There's a very small margin, which we'll touch on, between himself and Noah Reid in this championship. So looking forward to seeing how that battle unfolds. And I'll tell you what, early signs there for Reedy's pace versus Matty Clark. So Matty be looking for a big drive here tonight.
Absolutely, J-Man. As we're just trying to get a little bit of data on the screen, we're struggling with that tonight for some reason, but we will persist, viewers.
Nice. Good little comeback there from Matty Clark there. Didn't do any practice laps, any quality laps in practice, so hard to gauge. Or hard for us or hard for you? So that'll be the question. Pace seems similar. So expect a big fight in the qualifying coming up. However, at the moment, Hayden Tegg there over Chris Fraser now gets the job done, 54 with an 8. So a little under a tenth of a second separates the top two at the moment. Will Dixon about 1.1 away from that. Here's my director, fiddles with the buttons and gets the goodness and telemetry going. We'll just keep an eye on this at the moment. We have got eyes on Dixie and one of the most glorious sounding hypers out there. So Fraser now claims that back, now 54 with a 6 and goes magenta sector 1. So really starting to see a little bit of movement in pit lane. And I'll tell you what, Noah Reid, Isaac Ichikawa and Matty Clark have all lined up just off the offset of the fast lane should a hyper come in and go back out again. So those guys, man, are they not G'd up? And Shane Foddo too, Davo. I'll just mention that name as well. He's been busy of late, has come back in to have a crack at his LMU program. And I'll tell you what, he looked good in official practice earlier tonight. So hoping big things for the lone Mercedes out there tonight as we see these guys still trading with the times and the hypers.
Okay. We got the hamsters working.
Oh, mate, you're all over it. Oh, there was never any doubt.
We got something. We got something, viewers. So, finale, J-Man, like you mentioned, Bewley pretty much has it done and dusted, sitting the night out, the qualifying out, or the night out, actually. Yeah, just...
Yeah, I think you'll find it's qualifying. He's always in it for the fun of it. He always expresses that he loves his racing. However, doesn't take it too seriously, albeit he does end up on the golden side of the podium quite frequently. He'll go out and put on a show, no doubt, for this final one, as that clock is now runned out, and we will see Noah Reid emerge first from the pit lane over Ichikawa, Matty Clark, Shane Fodderdo. So we'll just keep an eye as we see Fraser brings the car down to the pit lane. I'm not sure. Aiden Teague's still out there. He's on a rip. Must have got across the line. See if he can better his lap. He's a little down, sector 1, sector 2. And he's going to go on with it. And just actually makes the slightest improvement. And I tell you what, he didn't need much more. If we look at the time, 833 plays a 54.846.
Wow.
I can understand now why he pressed on. Well done, Hayden Teague, to stay in it. But yeah, it'll be a lot about now. Well done to Chris Fraser to take that one there over those three that were out there running. Obviously, they'll be joined not too far away by the ever-present out on the racetrack Nathan Bewley once they get going. But Noah Reid, I'm expecting fireworks straight away once these tyres come up to temp between these boys. We saw Isaac Ichikawa in the recent past turn up in the Mr. Grippy Mustang and was absolutely lightning quick. See them all still weaving, Davo, searching for tyre temp. Oh, Reid really working the brakes there, Davo. Gave a great opportunity for Isaac Ichikawa at the back sector of the lap to really close down in on him and maybe capitalise on a bit of draft.
Yes, Isaac rocking the Mr. Grippy Mustang there again tonight. A part-time driver throughout the series, obviously with work commitments, travelling obviously all over the world, and joining us in the comms box a few times as well. So very welcome up here with Davo and J-Man. But always great to see him out on track, J-Man, and good to see he's been able to get out there and to get on the track for the final round there. Just Noah Reid, like you mentioned, J-Man, a lot of weaving still going on here for the boys.
Yeah, he's looking like he's prepared to sacrifice these first ones. Obviously, Macrolos, Fodderdo, Clark, Carson, Dugdale, Richards probably a little bit more spirited on their warm-up laps, and that's why it looks the way it does on the totem at the moment. But I reckon Noah Reid, once he lets it go, he'll make it count. And there you go straight to the top spot with a 103.3. So paid a little invoice early to get some credit a little later on. Matty Clark, Joseph Marnie goes in there on a 2.9. Matty Clark was there very intermittently. And Costas Macrolos, I tell you, this thing is going to be frantic. 6 1/4 minutes remaining in this totem.
It's lit up, hasn't it?
Oh,
Just went mental there. But no surprise. These guys, it is very exciting to watch the qualifying more often than not. So good to see nothing's changed. Final round, these guys are still playing for keeps, J-Man.
Yeah, and interesting too, trading sectors as well. Noah Reid got sector 1, Matty Clark got sector 2. They are in formation on the racetrack. The two Porsches do have Isaac Ichikawa in between them. And Matty Clark goes in there on a 101.996 over Reedy's 102.0. So it is tight because Ichikawa's in there close to on a 2.2. 2.3 for Martin Richards. Got the Lamborghini wound up tonight, Davo. And Joseph Marnie's early 2.9 needs to improve on that. Steve Crossland enters the chat now, goes in there.
Very nice.
Dane Fodado on an improved lap. This one too through sector 1, Davo. It isn't Magenta, but it's good by his standard. We're looking for improvement. Jostled down the totem very quickly down to 11th, which would see him 5th outright. Pete Dawson, I was waiting for that name because he was the guy trading in official practice with Noah Reid. He was one of the very, very quick guys.
And had a stellar race last week as well, did PD.
Yeah, he's just rolled out of the slap. He caught Noah Reid, and it's just thrown him off his rhythm a little bit. And I noticed that car has a lot of rake on it tonight, Davo. Very high in the rear.
Yep.
Asking for a lot out of the front tyres tonight, the rotation, and particularly in sector 2. A little switchback that creates the short format here at Silverstone. Noah Reid with a 101.4 now sets the benchmark, Davo. Backs it up with a 101.7, does Noah Reid, so he's got consistent good pace. Matty Clark goes up to P2, so these are your two championship contagonists up there, but Shane Fodado says, nah, there's a Mercedes in the field, lads. I'm right here, it goes in there on a 101.7.
Yeah, who saw that coming? Again, another very much part-time driver in the series so far, J-Man.
Yeah.
But backing it up again this week.
So Costas Makrolos just made that just a little bit more painful for Matty Clark as well. He's just knocked him down to 4th. Yep.
Magenta in sector 1 for Clark.
Oh, man, those brakes are glowing. I'll tell you what, I don't think they've stopped blowing. I reckon he's got those ducts fully closed on this qualifying session. Okay, so Matty Clark reclaims that second spot provisionally. Goes in there on a 101.595. So that is exactly a 10th of a second behind Noah Reid's qualifying at this point of time. And just to see if Shane Fodado can respond to Costas. Steve Crossland fires another good one in at 101 with a 7. If he could tidy up sector 1, he'd do a little better than that as well, because the second and third sector were really, really tidy.
Really solid performances from Crossland too throughout the back end of the season, J-Man, in the official Sim Blacks, number 43, Aston Martin there. Looking to back it up again tonight in the final round. Last hurrah for season 13.
You're welcome. Welcome aboard too, Lisa. We're expecting a big one tonight. Isaac Ichikawa improves. Goes to P6. Steve Crossland goes a little bit better. 101 with a 6, so really getting close to Matty Clark. But Noah Reid dropped the margin slightly as well. Now that margin's just over 2 tenths because he goes a 101.3, and the clock just under a minute now. So it'll be a lot will come down to where they are on the racetrack and who gets the last hurrah at the laps. Obviously, Noah Reid first out.
It's a very quick lap, isn't it, J-Man? With just a smidge over
61 and a half seconds.
Oh, mate. It's going to be hectic with the hypers coming around multiple times throughout this race. So it's going to be busy.
Matty Clark improved as well. He went a 101.468, but the 101.3 was already cemented by Noah Reid. I see both of them have gone back to the pit, so that's the session done. And Crossland crosses the line with around about 5 seconds to go.
Not even. Just eyes on. Got eyes on there actually.
Harry Lawrence.
So a bit further down the field.
Yeah, I think she's checkers for Harry. I don't think he got across the line.
I don't think he did either, mate.
No. Pete Dawson, however, did. Has he got anything left? He was good in Sector 1. Not just a little bit shy of the mark in Sector 2. Marginally. Can he finish the lap? Currently P5. Oh, and he does. He goes P4. He just pips Costas Makrolos.
Nice finish for qualifying there.
I'm just trying to get a read on who. Maybe there can't be many still out there. Maybe Joseph Marnie. I think he's got a checkers as well. He's done. I think that is it. 100% finished on the quali. So congrats to Fraser over Dixon, over Teague for the hypers. Noah Reid, Matty Clark over Crossan. They are the top 3 spots. Obviously, there's plenty more stories to go from there. And we're probably about to get a nice little script for us here tonight.
Absolutely, J-Man. And there is some battles left to play out here. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, we will bring up the points, J-Man. That's probably a good idea. This is perfect timing here.
Absolutely.
You got them in front of you there, mate. We're first kicking it off with the hypercars, obviously, while these guys get themselves set on the grid.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, as aforementioned, Nathan Bewley in the Alpine doing an absolute stellar job this season. Super consistent, super quick. And he has bagged this title here in season 13. And look, he's been turning up for the last 3 rounds for the absolute enjoyment of it. But Fraser and Will Dixon, that is not a done thing. At 258 plays 235. There's potential there. I mean, this is online sim racing, disconnects, mechanicals. There's all sorts of stuff going on.
Anything could happen, eh, mate?
Yeah. Georgie Goddard not here tonight, so I think that is basically you're looking at your podium. However, 227 plays Hayden Teggs 217. Can Teggs get up one more spot? You betcha. Yeah, 100%. So you look to improve this one for him and finish out the season with good measure in about P4. And then Robbie Mitchell, Dan Benefield, Jason Bone, Ben Collins, Phil Jansen, Lee Perkins, sort of part-time and have had flashes of good speed throughout the field. And we will move along to the next one, Davo, and I'll tell you what, there you can see it on your graphic. Matty Clark, 275 points over Noah Reid's 272. Harry Lawrence, 245 over Gunther Rowe's 214. Gunther Rowe, an absentee, just a little bit, maybe where Crossan was halfway through the season at the moment. Just a little reflection on the sim racing at the moment. Costas Makrolos, though, 193 points. There's a potential to gain there. Steve Crossan, he's been coming on strong since he...
And
so look for Pete Dawson to keep the pressure on those points with Steve Crossan. Martin Richards, Ken Dugdale, Sam Carson round out the 10, Davo. Been a good stacked GT3 field, and J-Man's actually going to have to reset his stuff because he's lost all of his... Everything's shut down for the J-Man, but nonetheless, he'll fire it back up, and I'll leave you in the capable hands of Davo.
Yes, J-Man, we will carry on. The show must go on as the boys actually start to populate the grid there, ladies and gentlemen. We will take this chance, obviously, to thank Simblacks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43, and Mr. Grippy, and of course, MATCHFIT Entertainment here, bringing it to you live on the internet on a Monday night. Yeah, Round Like Racing, season 13, and it has been a cracker, ladies and gentlemen. 10 rounds, and it has had its ups and downs, as always. But we have seen the most epic battles, actually, at the top of both the fields of both classes, particularly towards the back end of the season. But some really close finishes in the GT class, and some amazingly close finishes in the hypers. A bit short on the hypers here tonight, but I'm sure they will put on a show, and they are going to be busy little bees, I tell you, because this is an extremely short track with a little over 60 seconds for the GT class, and only a little over 50 seconds for the hypers. This is going to be a bit overtaking. There's going to be some traffic there, but good turnout here, as always. J-Man, as J-Man just gets the hamsters back up to speed, and we get some vision for you people here. Actually, while we got you here, actually, we'll just throw this one out here, ladies and gentlemen. Big thank you to the good people, the awesome people, actually, at GAMAFLARE, SIMRACING, Simblacks, MATCHFIT Entertainment, all come together with this Get a Sim competition. Get your phones out, scan that QR code, and free to enter, ladies and gentlemen. We gave one of these away about, it must have been 7 weeks or so ago, and to one very happy punter, over 200 entries, and I'm sure we're going to get double that this time. But look, you too could be racing in Round Like Racing's LMU season 14 if you sign up for that. There is some terms and conditions, and it will be drawn in about 6 weeks, I think it is. So, yeah, get your phone out, sign up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the action. This is the final round here in season 13, round 10 for Round Like Racing's 2026 LMU season 13, and the boys are about to go green here, and there it is. And look at what's going on in the background. Oh, we've already got, who was that tags into? I'm not sure. I was trying to pick up on what was going on in the background with Lawrence and co, and it looks like Crossland's off as well, viewers. So there's a few there that have done themselves a mischief, and not the cleanest start. And it continues on in the background. That looks like Fotado and Dawson actually coming together just in the little cut through. Here at Silverstone. Wow, that after so many clean starts throughout the season so far, the boys have definitely made up for it here in the final round. Oh my, didn't that get messy very, very quickly? Let us pick up, if we got J-Man back, let us pick up here. This is the Hayden tag thing here. So Hayden was holding a very tidy inside line there. looked like he might have probably not been at fault there, just like trying to hug that inside line, and that might have been, I'm not sure who that was that coming on. Right, let's just have a look at what's going on in the background. And we were just about to pick up on this, and then we saw what was going on with Teggles there. So crossing, I think maybe taking evasive action for what was going on in front. Gets a bit of a tank slapper going in the Aston Martin. That car has been hard into the fence and is showing the battle scars for it. Let's get on to this little next, which this continues on. Here we go. We got Isaac, we got Shane Fodado, we got Pete Dawson. All getting busy with it on the first lap. And that's how it panned out at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Not ideal. Just sneak past these quickly through these. It's all opening lap replays there. And we're actually just picking up on Lawrence in an Aston Martin doing pretty much what Crossy did, but without making contact with the wall on the same corner. So the Aston's a little bit snaggy through that first little series of corners there. Let's get back to action. What is going on? I'm sure it's all equal. It's probably settled itself down a little bit. And who has come out on top? None other than Will Dixon, followed by Nathan Bewley. Fraser was the one that came into contact with Teggs there. Unfortunately for Teggles, coming off second, Noah Reid and Matthew Clark, who are vying for the GT Class Championship and are only 2 or 3 points apart, literally came out unscathed with all that shenanigans going on around them as, oh, Clarky, oh, I speak too soon, ladies and gentlemen. No. And a little bit of contact between the boys there, allowing Costas Makalos to sneak past in the McLaren. Well, the plot thickens, ladies and gentlemen. Look who's lurking in the background in the Mr. Grippy car, none other than one of our MatchFit co-commentators, Isaac Ichikawa. What a hectic race so far from all the boys. But a lot to unpack from some of the boys here. It's actually elevated some of these drivers, the likes of Richards, Marnie, Dugdale, Carson, all probably up a position or 2 or 3 maybe on what they were expecting. Actually, what have we got? We've got the gains up on the tower there at the moment, viewers, so you can probably just see that right there for yourself.
All right, we're back.
We are back, J-Man, and it has been crazy, and we are getting the hypers sailing on through already. What are we in? 6 minutes into this race, J-Man. That is a record. But no surprise, really. Extremely short lap. Yeah, but yeah, it's sort of around anywhere from about 9 to 12 minutes. We've been seeing them start to come through the field, but here we are 6 minutes in. Admittedly, some of the boys are probably a little bit further back than they would have liked to be in the GT class cars, with some shenanigans going on in the first couple of laps. So no surprise. J-Man.
Yep.
Dixon sneaking past Carso there. Past the BMW of... that is Jason Morris. Really about to follow suit past Carso. Goes into the little crossover part of the track here. It's a little bit awkward actually. It's just got a tricky little right-hander back out onto the main circuit there. And that is someone around in the background. I've got a suspicion that was, yes it was, we'll just look back there. That was even Crossland in the Aston. It's biting hard tonight. Both of those cars have been off track. Well, Crossland at least twice. We know Frodo got tangled up with PD late in the first lap. Shane just defending his line there. Oh, I don't think so, but he's definitely not giving him a lot of space to work with. As they go side by side, Jay, and it's a drag race across the start-finish line and into T1.
Oof.
And they are still side by side. Crossy's not letting this go. Oh, and they've got a hyper coming up who's probably thinking, who's that Fraser just going, what, guys, I'm here. Look at this. This has nearly gone on the whole lap. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a good battle going on, and that three-way at the front is pretty specky as well. Macrolos obviously with the opportunity after the contact with Matty Clark and Noah Reid. He's capitalised on that, and he's holding his own at the moment too, Davo. So I just wonder whether the VE game starts to be played now. Obviously, they're all in there. Very similar. Reedy just got slightly more by my calculations. He has. It's very close.
Yeah, awesome stuff. The boys are working hard for their money tonight, J-Man. There's plenty of action. We've seen, like, just some superiorly clean racing throughout the season. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, but the boys are making up for the night. They're getting rowdy, J-Man. Oh. Look at this top three. Couple of hypers. That's Bewley and Dixon coming up in behind. All of that action right there. Out of the back of Macalos's car again. Here we go. This is, look, just ducking, just squint there. You can see the boys coming up. Here they come. Across the start-finish line. Will they make it before T1? No, they don't. Puts pressure on Dixon from Bewley.
Yeah, notice that Bewley didn't jump back right onto the optimal race line to break there, because he knows after this long in the hot seat how good the GT3s are under brakes there as well. So just did the right thing, because that would have certainly compromised Macrolos there, and it just left them to play on, and it is very much play on between those three there. Yep. You mentioned as well.
And just and easy to get tangled up, J-Man, if it goes awry, you know. So he's probably just giving himself a little bit of space, a little bit of wriggle room for all. Actually, yes. After what has been a fairly hectic start so far. Oh, little comment there from Ken Worcester. It's a bit disgruntled customer, we'll call that. Bad review, Ken. Come on.
I'd like to see the lap times this time round, because Ichikawa looks like he's closing that gap. So here we go. So last lap, 2:02.4 for Reed, 2:02.3 for Clarkey, 2:02.3 for Ichikawa. Macrolos 2:02.2. So still, yeah, the leader was the quickest the last time through. Oh, Reedy's got to run this time, Davo.
It's got the brakes. It's well up the side. Plenty of overlap. Costa's had nothing for it. Gave him the space.
And this is exactly probably what Reedy wants. The car between himself and Matty Clark.
And like you said, but it's giving Isaac a a little sneak, a little peek into that top three now. More than capable and worthy to be in that top three, even as a part-time driver, J-Man. So, yeah, nice. Look, these boys are very fortunate with everything that went on in the opening lap or two to be where they are, undamaged vehicles, and with quite a healthy cap back to Joseph Marnie, who you can just see in the background there, back a shot. So, are we seeing rain, J-Man? Maybe.
Oh, we got wipers on. Is that
Marnie's
car?
No, that is Joseph Marnie's car, and there is rain on the windscreen, J-Man.
Right, so just add water.
We
wanna
love
just
it.
Mix it up a little bit.
So wipers going on all the cars. You thought it was exciting already, viewers. Wait. You just wait. You are absolutely correct. Ken Worcester just piping up in the chat there. Let us know all about it. And look, I cannot disagree at all, mate. It's the joys of online gaming. That's my comment right there.
The sky is echoing your emotion right now.
Oh, yeah.
Ken Worcester.
Yes.
And so who was that peeled off in there?
Well, it wasn't Reed. I think that was not Phil Davis, Doug Dale. No, it wasn't Doug Dale, actually. It's... Oh, who was... Oh, Gunsel.
Okay.
Yep.
So Matty Clark's got a conundrum here. Obviously there's a car between himself and Noah Reid, which he's got to deal with, but he's got to deal with the Mr. Grippy Mustang of Isaac Ichikawa that is still making his way in there.
Yep. Yeah, tricky little layout of Silverstone. One that a lot of people mightn't be familiar with. It's got a couple of, well, two short layouts at Silverstone. One using the other start-finish line, and one using this back start-finish line. This one probably not as familiar to people, but I do actually prefer this version. It's just got a little bit more to it, and a little bit more technical for such a short track. Clarkie J-Man really got the blowtorch on the back of Macrolos at the moment.
Yeah.
And that is that Porsche that we were just talking out of the pit
Clarkie
lane.
round the outside,
And that
really
that literally did put a spanner in the works there. Costas, and it is a drag race here. Ichikawa with the bird's eye view. Let's get a look at that out of the in-car on Isaac. Oh no, Isaac around J-Man.
Oh dear.
Oh no. Let's see if we can. I think we will have a replay of that. Isaac probably doesn't want me to play this, but we're going to for the viewers, J-Man. Here we go. Gets in very deep and very late onto the back of Costas Macrolos, and just a little bit too much inside curb there. Actually dipped the wheels off into the grass, and just that bounce and turns the Mr. Grippy Mustang around. That is unfortunate, actually. Isaac was pushing hard. Now ducked in behind none other than Joseph Marnie there, J-Man. So, and look, if we thought the battle between Isaac and Costas was going to be awesome, we still have this battle that is going to be awesome as well. Hey, look in the background there, Harry Lawrence. Remembering that car's been off track too at least once here tonight. So watch this space. Well, we just have another sneaky peek up at the top of the field. Now, Nathan Bewley has found himself past.
Yeah, and Preston's got 11.8 seconds up the road over Dixie, over Fraser.
And we're just picking up on a replay of this, J-Man.
Might unpack the 11.8 second margin, Davo.
Okay, so there it is. Dixon off the track with a little bit of a pinch of the rears in the same corner. We saw Isaac get it wrong in the Mustang. And regaining the track, what did you say? 11 seconds behind. So Bewley now with a healthy lead over Dixie, over Chris Fraser.
A lot more water coming down. Clarkey doing a good job to hang on to the rear end out of the final corner there.
As we just saw Carso go round. It might have been Phil Davison actually. Yeah, so a little bit of rain, and who would have thunk it gets slippery. It just
Oh, what has happened to Harry Lawrence? He's just had a moment again. He's dealing with the water here. So we've already got...
Same corner again, but this time he does make contact with the wall. A little bit, or very much similar to we saw the Simblacks car on lap 1. So, yeah, tough gig here for the boys tonight, and just getting a little more tricky with the more rain coming down. So that's Lawrence into the pits. There's Carso taking on that position. PD in the background with Steve Crossland in tow. Shane Frodido next back in the Mercedes. Jason Morris, then Phil Davison. Ben Goebel. Mason Grunsell.
Yeah, Mason Grunsell the first to reach for the wets. Harry Lawrence has backed that call up as well. He's just bolted on a set of cut slips now as well. So.
And Morgan Gibbs rounding out the back of the field, and it looks like he has his hands full in the Lexi.
So a set of tyres, fuel and VE early in the piece here. Still got 55 minutes remaining. And what does that equate to for Harry Lawrence? Looking like quite the long stop. Notice the car has got a bit of damage on it as well, so maybe in there for some repairs as well. Joseph Marnie comes in the pits as well. Matty Clark's on a set of wets too.
Yeah, so Clark just sitting in front of, oh, here comes Ichikawa as well.
Yeah,
sneaking into the pit lane there. But yeah, Lawrence's car hit the wall hard, J-Man, very hard. So no surprise it's got a little bit of damage on it as we just see Clarkey roll away.
Yeah, and that was a 27.5 for Clarkey, and I tell you what, Harry Lawrence still in there, some approaching 90 seconds on the jacks plus transit time. So Reedy in, and Reedy in, tucked in behind Will Dixon, one of the hypers.
Ooh, Marnie just getting out. I think a long stop for Marnie there maybe as well. Just sneaking out behind Ichikawa there, J-Man.
10 seconds longer than Matty. Yep.
Yeah.
So does that pay big dividends, being, I guess, the first in out of the GD3s up the front to make that stop for Matty Clark. He gets the luxury of probably getting those up to temp and maybe bridging some of that gap. We'll have a look and see what Noah Reid's pit stop time looks like. He needs to be 27.4 or better to be on the same page. And he's a 27.8, so about 4/10 the difference on the jacks between the two of them. So that is Noah Reid versus Matty Clark. So look for Clark to start climbing up through the field here. And here he is. He's going to come out. He can see Reedy exiting the pit lane. He's going to have a slightly warmer wet tyre by the time he gets there. So look for that gap to crush a little bit more. And more importantly, he does get through on Costas Makrolos as well. So we do see all bar Ben Goebel, who is in the pit lane, on a set of wets, and it doesn't look like Goebel's changing. He's going to stay on the medium tyre. It's an interesting call.
Well, what does he know that we don't know, J-Man? That's the question. Actually, we've got a little bit of a forecast widget here. I think I'm going to just sneak up onto the screen there. There you go. Light rain. Overcast, light rain.
Yeah, Matty's really crushed that margin down, so there's a definite net gain in the pit stops, and I feel like the 4/10, it's more than that he made, so he's definitely made more on this out lap by way of stabilising those tyre temps as Reedy's just trying to get these up and working. So the next 2 laps will be critical for the outcome of this race, I think, with Reedy and Matty Clark, and remembering that Costas Makrolos is right in there as well, but Clark is definitely on the attack now, Davo.
He is. And no surprise, obviously, Bewley, Dixon and Fraser in the hypers have all been in for wets.
Yep.
Just getting a little bit of vision on Bewley there as he just weaves in the Alpine there, just trying to get a bit of temp into those tyres. I mean, they're sketchy even on a cold, dry tyre, J-Man. So he will be very tentative in his approach on the first 2 or possibly 3 laps in that car, J-Man. Oh, as he just ducks down the inside of Prado there into 1 there. Looked like it ran a little bit deep there with that shallow line. He's just got to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, mate. I'm glued to the battle, which is Noah Reid and Matty Clark at the moment. Both of them asking a little bit much of the painted curbs on exit. Getting really nervous, and I'll tell you what, talked to you the other night about moments on a racetrack where you hold your breath, and I'd say there'd be a fair few of them tonight here.
True that. True that.
Just Matty Clark's car just looks, I know that I would, like I said, he's got a lap more under his belt to get these things up to temp, but he just looks like he can place the car in better spots at the moment.
Great battle between the two. The rain has, it's only...
That's a long way around there.
Percentage-wise, like on the data, it says it's only gone up 1%. However, a lot of spray coming from these cars now. And it looking very much like a wet track as we just get out of the in-car of Costas Makrolos, because you've got to see what's going on in front of him there.
Absolutely.
Go at it.
I mean, these boys come back to him. Oh, there's an opportunity here, Clarkie. Slippery.
I don't know where
on the exit.
I think Costas got out of that. I think
Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did.
He wasn't going to roll into 1. Get amongst that. I think he's just biding his time here. But
And what is the margin?
Showing that aggression that we're used to seeing from him, and just really pushing the limits there as Costas gets very snaky. But you can see there clear vision of how wet this track is now. A lot of spray from these cars on the wet rubber.
I noticed Matty Clark, that's 2 times in a row, 2 laps in a row. He's gone for the go-kart line, the outside of Stowe. Silverstone. Sorry, just so many racetracks called in a calendar week, Dave. I just got to get my bearings around. Who was that? Is that Isaac? No, it was Morgan Gibbs. It's just had a moment. Matty Clark and Noah Reed's just come back past him.
So we were just talking about the little battle that would ensue with Isaac in behind Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually went down in the pit lane. So with Isaac sneaking out only just marginally in front. Those boys got who is that? Is that Dixon?
Bewley.
Oh, that is Bewley. Okay, there you go. Bewley just sneaking past them there at a high rate of knots. But look at the spray off that track now. Very much a wet circuit. Oh, Marnie having a bit of a sneaky peek there. Forced Ichikawa wide just with the overlap. These guys are racing for keeps. So we'll get back.
Oh, hyper in between. Yeah, in between
that's Fraser.
Clark and yeah. So it's really made it interesting for Matty because that really crushed the gap there with Macross. And once again, Clark flaunts with that outside line. And once again, I see the throttle lift from Macross.
From Macross, yeah. And again, I think Fraser there, look, finding himself in that mix, really just played, you know, the long game, was very tentative, didn't really want to upset the apple cart, giving everybody a bit of space because they've got the pace once they get them out into a straight line. So, good call from Fraser.
Yeah, I think Macross has got the pace to go to the front here. I tell you what, just looking at the attitude of this car, I actually feel like he could, with 46.5 minutes to go, he could dispatch Matty Clark here just on outright performance of this car, and they catch Phil Davison in an awkward spot. So that's favourable once again to Noah Reed. He gets out the way though. But if you look at Macross's car here, he is literally lifting and coasting. He's making energy. And actually, speaking of which, what does that look like for Macross? Yeah, so he's certainly better off than Reed and Clark in front of him. And I think some of that will be he's just got superior car pace in the wet conditions at the moment, and he's just been able to lift and coast. So I initially thought maybe he was staying out of this championship fight, but maybe there's a bigger picture here, is that he's just ensuring that with those early stops under these wet conditions that he's got maybe a bit of an edge at the back end and he'll let this thing loose. But I tell you what, as far as a wet car setup, that McLaren certainly looks superior than the Porsches right now, Davo.
Yeah, he's definitely in a good position there, J-Man. He's just got to play that long game, and that long game is, well, it's another half an hour of race time, J-Man. And saving a little bit of VE in the process is always helpful for a big push at the end. So watch that space. Who we got after that? Isaac Ichikawa over Joseph Marnie, and Josie doing a stellar job and staying very much in touch with Isaac in the Mr. Grippy Mustang there, J-Man. Ken Duckdale. Then Carso. Oh no, then Cordo, should I say. Then Carso. Pete Dawson in the background, Steve Crossland still circulating in the 43 Aston Martin. The Simblacks 43 Aston Martin 292. Jason Morris in the only BMW in the race tonight.
Look straight behind him, mate, and you can see the battle that's ensuing, and there's obviously a hyper once again of Nathan Buell. I feel like he'd only just gone past these boys, and he's back again.
He did. He just came past about 6 minutes ago.
Yeah. And, yeah, I tell you what, this battle is really shaping up, and once again, Costas Macross just saving fuel and energy as Matty Clark with a big slide. Yeah, Costas has got so much more in the tank, mate. I can tell you, just the way he can set the car up, and he's got all the time in the world to wait going down to the apex behind Matty here.
Yeah, he's got the front end is just, it looks like he's on a dry track. He's got the tip in. Gets a little bit squirrely on the way out, but a lot of rotation from the car. Doesn't look like it's working too hard for it, which is ideal in these conditions as we just get out of the back of the Mr. Grippy Mustang of Ichikawa, and Marnie with a big slip.
Nathan Bewley's had an off, sorry mate, and he really just, well, the boys coming up to him just barely avoided a major catastrophe, which would have been the front two championship contenders, and Costas Maklos only just avoided that. Sorry to interrupt you there, mate.
No, good.
But what it's done is it's closed the margin now. Half a second is the margin between Dixie and Nathan Bewley, so we've got a hyper battle going on.
Oh yeah, that's a sketchy re-entry there, man, from Bewley. It looked like if he can keep, he tried to get that thing moving again off the grass.
Oh,
he could have easily got that thing hung up on the curb. So you can understand the urgency there, but it has spread that trio a little bit, J-Man. So a little bit of a gap between Reed, Clark, and Makalos now, as they took a little bit of evasive action there to clear Nathan Bewley's car.
Yeah, Makalos's gap self-inflicted. He just had a big moment as they had Dixie in between them, and I tell you what, he was decelerating at a point where I think he would have liked to have given the car some balance on the right pedal, and I tell you what, he did a good job not to rotate that car, but it did cost him the better part of a second, maybe even 1.2, just to catch that car. So what I'm going to say from here, Davo, is that 1.2 seconds, you watch how quickly at full tilt this McLaren can catch these two Porsches up, and it will not take long based on what we saw earlier. So this is where he had the moment.
Great fight between Reed and Clark up the front there, J-Man.
Yeah.
Matty looking. We will sneak back to the Ichikawa Joseph Marnie. Joseph just hasn't been able to recover from that little snap he had a little earlier. A couple of laps ago there. Is that it? That looks like Lawrence, actually. It is Lawrence in the background. Out of position, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Then Grunsel and Gibbs. And Gibbs, actually, just as we get cameras on him, gets out in the sand, chooses to stay out in the sand there, just to let a couple of those... He would have been getting a blue flag anyway there, and just letting those quicker cars sneak on through. And if you look in the background, we come back to this lot. This lot, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. No, Reed Clark's actually moved. Reed's made some gains on the boys, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, Makalos is back now too. I mentioned that it wouldn't take him too long to catch back up, and he's right in the thick of it again.
Yeah.
And look, we could see this 2 or 3 times a lap, really, this gap ebb and flow, just based on the little saves, the little catches, the moments these guys are having, and they're having plenty of them. I don't think there's a driver out there in these conditions that is having, you know, a mistake-free run.
True that.
So, it's a good battle too as well. Pete Dawson, Steve Crossland, still battling away. I think Shane Fodderdo will be the next one on the list for Pete Dawson. He's coming back, working his way back. And who's that off the side of the track? That's Morgan Gibbs. And
Gibbs again.
And Grunsel, Mason Grunsel. So they just stayed out of the way for the leaders, which is awesome.
Absolutely. So Bewley and Dixon not that far apart now. Dixie just actually sneaking past Mr. Fodado himself there in the only Mercedes in the field. And then it goes back to PD, that little battle between PD and Steve Crossan. There is some space between those two, but
there is some, yeah.
That can evaporate, well, a lot quicker than the rain will here today. Because of the rain, those gaps can ebb and flow considerably in these sort of conditions, J-Man. Oh, and we're dressed as I say. That, oh no, I curse.
Was that Pete Dawson?
I curse PD. Sorry, Pete. Bloody hell.
Yeah, just looking at that too, you know, these conditions, they literally have to just stay within the confines of the grip and ability here. And we can see this with the likes of Bewley as well. He's already had a moment. Will Dixon's having a nice drive as well. Well down on the VE, I might add, compared to Nathan. So that'll be a factor, because when we look a little further back, actually. So Chris Fraser decided to pull pin as well. The water and the electrics of that hypercar maybe not quite working out to his liking. But yeah, go back to Noah Reid, Matty Clark. I mean, you know, Matt's in this position now. He's around about that 9/10 to a second away, and you know, he want to be closer. And but man, they are battling for every millimeter in every sector at the moment, just to try and keep these things. Yeah, that's a better line. I just noticed the boys rushing deep down and to this final chicane, and it really compromises the ability to get on the gas on the exit. Matt did a nicer job there. He robbed Peter to pay Paul through the left-hander. He got a much better exit.
Yeah, well, obviously you've got the choice when you're not defending. So with Costas a little bit further back than he has been previously, it allows him to do so, and it's hard not to overdrive the car. I mean, it's just in these sort of conditions, and especially when the battle's so intense. So these guys working hard for their money, J-Man.
Yeah, I'm going to put my neck out here for this one, Dave. I'm going to throw curveball in this one, and I feel like if this race stays wet to the end, so arguing that it stays wet for the next 35 and a half minutes, if I was a gambling man, I think I would hedge my bets that McLaren potentially going to cross the line first. So you know, it's a bold statement sitting here looking at it in P3. It's just the body English or body language of that car at the moment. Just a lot less mistakes. It looks a lot more stable in these conditions, and I just think he's playing a long game here. If we look at the energy, 74% remaining versus Reedy's 72 and Clarkie's 71. I just think even with all the tension out there at the moment with the weather conditions and hanging on to the car, I think there's still something a little more at play going on here for Costas. And you know, a former race winner here multiple times at Rainlight over the seasons. He has the ability to run with these boys, as he's proven now, and just feel like that car at his hands just looks so good at the moment. No disrespect to Matty and Noah, because they have got a championship to deal with, and Pete Dawson, that's Steve Crossan down the inside of Pete Dawson. Does he get it done?
No, it's the other way around, brother.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Late to the party on that one, J-Man.
PD's been working him over for the last 2 laps, and the Lexus just punching a straight line. Sheer just punching a straight line. He gets off the exit down that back straightaway a lot sharper. Look at the gain he's made on him already.
Yeah. Yeah, Pete's race pace of late's been really, really impressive.
It has.
As I think maybe, I think Sue might have mentioned earlier, great battle with Pete and Noah last week. Crossing around. just let go on him. He just worked it up. And he'll just see the leaders, Noah Reid, Matty Clark, Costas Makrolos just sail on by.
That is unfortunate. I really feel for Crossy there, J-Man. He had a snaggy start to the season, but has really come, like, we've basically been finishing really strong here in season 13 with some really good performances. We had him on the in the comms box as a podium getter only a couple of weeks ago. And there, the Aston trying to kill him once again, back to the good old days. That car carried a lot of damage here tonight. That is Will Dixon, or is it Bewley? Actually, it's Bewley just sneaking up behind him there.
Bewley. Okay, so the word is Matty Clark at a lot of track limits, so he might be teetering on the edge of
well,
coming up on the game's race control for, you know, too many more of those who get an extra visit through the lane, which he does not need. That will certainly upset the championship aspirations.
Yeah, and that will slow his pace. You know, like, without a doubt, he'll be racing a lot more conservative, not to get another. Is Costas Makrolos doing a similar thing? J-Man, he looks like he's eased off a little bit as well, and we just see the leader of the race, Bewley, sneaking on past for, I don't know, the 20th time.
Okay, so he's on lap 42. Noah Reid's on lap 38, so
there you go. So at least 5 times. There you go.
You know, and it plays a role when these guys come through. Probably more so when, you know, Reedy and Clarkey were sort of really in close confines. I think a couple of times that I saw tonight certainly worked out quite favourable for Reedy, and certainly favourable for Costas, because it sort of boxed Matty in there, and Makrolos had a good opportunity to read the part number on the back of Clarkey's car, but that was all pretty civil. But we will see Reedy actually lap Ken Dugdale here. Ken gets off the race line.
And earlier in the race too, remembering J-Man, that was allowing the likes of Isaac Ichikawa to sneak up on the back of that lot before the heavens opened up, obviously. So
it's a good little battle.
All the boys, sorry to interrupt, they're proudly displaying their rain lights on their cars, hence the name Rain Light Racing. That is exactly what it refers to, those little blinking red lights on the back of them. Their cars there. As we just get a little bit of vision on Dixie there, Will Dixon.
Rounding up the lads. He did a nice job there.
Yeah, just stayed out of trouble. Really solid drive. It clearly doesn't have Bewley's pace, but a super clean drive from Dixon, J-Man.
Yeah, very clean. He's deserves to be there. Like you said, really shortened field now. It was quite short at the start, but a shortened field with hypers now. And I'll tell you what does that actually mean in the grand scheme of the point situation, Davo? If I reach for that, have a little bit of a squiz.
We're going to get the abacus out.
Well, with Fraser out, it was 258 plays 235.
Yeah.
What was available? I'm just trying to remember what the point scoring situation was, but I think that could see Dixie potentially, maybe, it depends on the scoring. I'll look a little bit more into that.
While you're doing that, we will get a little bit of vision on Isaac Ichikawa. Pretty much one mistake all night, and it has cost him dearly, putting him well back behind that top three that he was chasing earlier. So still currently running fourth in class with Joseph Marnie not too far behind. Shane Fodado with a bit of a gap back to Fodado as he just gets wrapped up by Nathan there, the leader of the race. PD, then Doug Dale, Steve Crossan having a tough one tonight in the Sim Blacks 43 Aston Martin. Then Phil Davison and Harry Lawrence. Lawrence another in an Aston Martin. Look, you'd think the Astons would have this covered. You know, British car, UK track. You know, just saying. You know.
Yeah.
So, but here we are. So we're just going to put positions going and lost up on the tower there for you, ladies and gentlemen, just so you can see what's going on. As I will continue to go through the field, and Harry Lawrence on screen at the moment. Then we have Jason Morris, Manson Grunsel, Morgan Gibb, and then I think that is our field at the moment. As you just watch Bewley just wrap up Manson there. Mason, should I say, and quite neatly there. Both drivers, well done. Keeping it clean.
Tell you what, I just keep looking at these front three, and it's a battle of who makes the least amount of mistakes at a lap between Reedy and Matty Clark, because they're making plenty and they can be excused given the conditions, Davo, but multiple times there already I've seen Matty get right to the rear bumper of Reedy and then make a little mistake. Reedy pulls a gap, and then just as quick as that, Reedy will make a mistake out in front of him, and then it closes the gap again. But you watch here, if Matty gets this right when they come down here.
Yep.
Sorry, as you were.
Yeah, no, sorry, J-Man. I don't know what happened there. It's Isaac just been wrapped up by Joseph Marnie. Yep. Nothing on my data saying that moment, but clearly did. Because let's see if we can pick that up. Pick up the Isaac. Oh yeah, runs wide into one. There you go. Had to get right out of the throttle there. Marnie takes advantage of it in the slimmest of margins, actually sneaking past the front of the Mustang there. Marnie no mucking around. J-Man gets it done.
Yeah.
That's an out of position Harry Lawrence, you can see in the background too, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just wondering who that was. Sneak it up behind Isaac. Yes, Jacob, I'm reading your comment. That is a lot of depth on that tower. Yes. Nice way to analyse it, but yes, no arguments there.
Oh, big moves here. This is it. Here, Matty Clark gets down the inside. Is there some fight back here from Harry Lawrence? From Noah Reid. So before you cut away earlier, David, I was looking at the move that Matty Clark was putting on after they come out of Stowe, heading down the hill. He was grabbing a lot of curb. Oh, and that's going to cost Noah Reid there. Just gets it all sorts of wrong on the tip-in. And I just wondered whether it was going to work for him, and he made it work, but on the other side, he went outside. So it started at Stowe. Like I said, there's nothing to say that this stays this way, because it's a combination of mistakes.
Look, and remembering, Clarkie will be off he'll be off throttle. Like he'll be taking care of his track cuts too. Remember, so he won't be pushing it to a tenth limit. I suspect. And it's in these situations when Noah's putting the pressure back on, and you can see this as they go side by side up to the chicane here, not the corner to do it, not even on a dry circuit. Here they are on a very wet Silverstone, side by side. But these are the times in battle where you do need to push those limits, those extremities. And look at this. Noah's like, hey, oh, he pulls out a bit. Smartly, J-Man, I would not hesitate to say, very smart move from Noah there to get out of that into one. I think he feels like he's got the pace in the car. He doesn't have to make himself vulnerable to get it done. Very funny, Jake. That's a classic. That is piss funny, bro.
Yeah. So it's about the sector up here. So obviously Reedy's really strong through the link and out of Beckett's.
Yeah.
And then Clark's not bad through here. As you can see there, once again, that's 2 laps in a row that Reedy's just made a little mistake heading up into Stowe there. But it's the way that if Clarkie doesn't get hassled, he'll actually do what Reedy did just behind him. He'll take a lot of that inside chicane down at Vale, and it'll open up the corner here, the club.
Yeah, so Reed immediately on the back of Clark into the chicane, into the slower stuff, but he looked like he was pinching the rears a little bit. The corner before it, into the more sweeping corners here at Silverstone. So you can really see the balance difference between these two cars at the moment.
Yeah, watch this piece here, because this is where Reedy's good. Reedy's good in and out of here.
They've got to be careful not to get tangled up here.
Well, Costas will take advantage if he does. Now, he's fallen away a little bit. Costas is now better part of 4.5 seconds off of this. I called him for a race winner, and it's starting to deplete my confidence, Costas.
Well, hey, it's not over yet, Dave. Got another 20-odd minutes. Noah forcing Matt to the inside there. This will be slowing him up to a certain extent.
It will. 3.7 now. I talked about 4.5, and it's now 3.8. So every time Matty defends or Noah goes to the outside and looks for a run and it gets a little bit defensive, that'll just chew the clock.
Bewley getting onto the tail of this epic battle here. Oh, Clark looked almost sideways. Oh, Reed now distracted by a massive hypercar behind him. Really easily through. Just distracting the boys momentarily from the job at hand there. So Clark leading the way in the GT class. Bewley and Dixie there, obviously first and second in the hypers. But yeah, so Clark, Reed, and then Makalos, as you can see just in the background there with an out of position Porsche just tucked in behind him there. That is the top three, and it's a long way back. It is a hell of a long way back before you see the likes of Joseph Barney and Isaac Ichikawa, as Ichikawa's done himself a mischief. Let's bring it. Oh, there it is. Final corner. Out onto the start. Finish straight. Looped up.
So, yeah, unfortunate. Now, I'm not sure whether Matt can take that line that Reedy's taking down in through the link or into Village, just by way of he's possibly a little nervous of inside track cuts. But I tell you what, it's working for Reedy at the moment. He's gaining so much there. He's such an opportunity to have a good look down at Village there as they come through Farm. I think that's the spot.
This is 100% where the battle is on the track at the moment. These two boys, the closest cars, in position cars on track without a doubt. We don't need to bring the data up for you to see that. You can clearly see it just by looking at the screen. Clark over Reed, which has been an intense battle from the drop of the green flag, mind you, with a very exciting opening lap or two. These guys kept their nose clean, kept it out of trouble, and here they still are as we wind down. A little over 15 minutes to go. That is Will Dixon just about to sneak past. Man, in that beautiful looking caddy.
Okay, so that's the spot. I think I worked out the spot. I reckon Reedy's going to have a crack, and it'll be down Hanger Straight due to his run off of turn 5 at Beckett's, the way that he sets the car up and runs so much curb. And he's actually a couple of times had to have lifted not to have hit the back of Matty, such as the speed difference on their way out of Beckett's onto Hanger Straight, Davo.
Yeah, but look, we've seen it a couple of times where down the end of Hanger, into the braking area, we've seen Reed just get a little bit squirrely, maybe just pinching up those rears a little bit, not getting the car settled into that sweeper. So, yes, can he get the overlap? Yes. Can he get it to stop at the other end? Get it
question
done?
Mark.
There's the question mark, that's right.
Yeah, I think I'm with Sue here. Stiff drinks required.
Oh, for sure. For sure. As we just get eyes on Kostas Makalos, I think he is more than happy to take a podium in these trying conditions here at Silverstone. Take the points, wrap the season up on a high. Marnie done a stellar job. Isaac showed a glimmering light, just a little smidge of light at the beginning of the race, but it has slowly been snuffed out throughout. Where are we? About an hour into this race, so and look, the trying conditions, can't blame these guys. These things do sort of try and kill you, even on a dry track. So these boys definitely got their works cut out for them here.
Yeah, and look, interesting too, the VE for these boys is just all completely safe by way of, I think the weather is BOPing these cars into a window.
True that. So this is the fight, isn't it, J-Man?
It is the fight, and it's fitting that we've come down to the final round.
And
these boys opted to not qualify the other week and go to battle, and that certainly threw an interesting spatter in the mix, and for them to go out 1-2 here tonight, and it's all down on the line, and may the best man win.
Oh yeah.
And no matter what happens, these guys, they've put themselves in this position to be able to do that a week ago, and then go at it now, and definitely very, very classy from these two drivers.
Yeah, look, it's just good, healthy competition, isn't it, J-Man? It really is a very, very healthy rivalry these two boys have got, and literally choosing to put themselves into that position to either take away the championship or not. Let's go and fight for it. Let's go and do it on track.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, awesome stuff.
Oh, that would have been close to track limits there for Noah Reid, so he's definitely trying. There's that good inside line there. Nice cut of the curb. It's going to open up the exit here. Clark, here's a bit of a slide.
Look at the gains he gets there.
Yep.
But he translates it when he gets back on the throttle. So it's easily done under brakes, but then you usually sacrifice on the way out. He's not. He's actually able to pick the throttle up. Look how close they are, J-Man.
Cost them.
I've got to look away. I'm nervous. Jeez. Oh, just watching Noah jump that Porsche on the way back onto the track, I just thought, this could go all wrong in the blink of an eye. He's just going to take a breath, Noah. Yeah, you know it, mate. Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah. But it'll put Matty in an interesting predicament when that happens and the pressure's all of a sudden relieved after so much pressure for so long as to, does he change the mindset and attack the racetrack differently? And immediately you can see there, Noah straight back in the fight.
Exciting stuff there, ladies and gentlemen. What else is exciting is Nathan Bewley easily going to wrap up this series. Pretty much doesn't need to be on track. Probably didn't need to be on track for the last couple of weeks, J-Man, to wrap the series up. But here he is. He loves racing these cars. And look, what's he got on Dixon there?
Nearly 20 seconds.
And this is why Nathan Bewley is leading the championship at the moment in his class and overall, obviously, being in a hypercar. So, stellar job. And we did see that car...
Ready with the run. Sorry to interrupt you, Dave. He's got a big run as he came out of club, and he's already up the inside. Can Matty Clark make it live around the outside and then have honours for the next left?
Now, last lap, he stayed behind Clark and put it off the road, or the lap before that. This time, no, here they are. Watch this, the dynamic of this track. These guys could literally, go side by side for nearly half the lap here.
Matty, get the power down here, have a good run down, hang a straight down to Stowe. And he'll live there. We've seen the confidence that Matty's had into Stowe all race long. Does Reedy try and break early and cut back down underneath him? Matty reads that really well, just drags that middle pedal for a little longer to close that option off. Good racing here from the two boys.
It doesn't get any better. Does not get any better than this, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the onboard. No Reed's car here.
Spectacular.
Unbelievable. Just the slightest little love taps on the back of Clark's car there. Just go, come on, mate, come on. You can go quicker than that, too. I'll show you.
and then Q.
Custis Makalos. Look at this. Big.
Q Nathan Bewley.
Oh yeah, in the background.
Circumnavigate the field one more time.
Yeah. Here he comes. You can hear that hyper coming. There he goes. The hyper's through once again. Leader of the race, taking the leader of the GT Series. Clark way deep into the right-hander there. Only just got the thing to stop.
Diminishing light too now. It's getting dark out there, Davo.
Oh, this is one of the best.
Linda and Sue
Oh, no, I know. Hey, look, I'm right there with you guys, I tell you.
Yeah, 100%. We waited 10 rounds for this.
Oh, Noah pinching up the brakes there, sliding into the right hander there. Clark, a very measured drive, remembering he's well up on his track infringement count there too, so we'll be racing to a certain extent, probably, maybe, I don't know, because it doesn't look like he's racing conservatively. So,
we're pleased to aim, Jacob. Glad you're enjoying it, my friend. We are absolutely loving it. This is what we came to see.
I could just hear something in the background. I wasn't sure what it was, and it's the Cadillac.
Yeah, it's Dixie, mate. He is.
Man, that thing's got a note on it, I tell ya. As you can see, the headlights ablaze off the very, very shiny Silverstone circuit here. Great vision here for the final in Rainlight Racing's 2026 LMU Season 13. It's going down to the wire in the GT3 class cars, with Clark currently leading the way over Noah Reid. On track, that is. What were those points, J-Man? Who's leading the championship at the moment?
That would be Matty Clark.
Yeah. So 2 or 3 points apart, these two boys. So it is 100% comes down to the next 6.5 odd minutes.
Yeah, it's a 3-point swing to Matty.
It is.
So yeah, it is tight.
And obviously worth every second of us keeping the cameras on what the boys are doing. This is the battle on track. This is the race, ladies and gentlemen. This is the championship for the GT class cars. Clark very slippery there, and again.
Like, he is not leaving anything.
Nothing.
Neither is Noah. They're leaving nothing out there. Just the amount of track limits they're using, the amount of slide sideways controlled, just beautiful to watch.
I can't guarantee anything, Sue. Sorry, mate. I'm not trying, but we've had cameras on him for half an hour. These guys are unbelievable. It's been great to watch. And, yeah, I agree with Jacob. You know, like, this is amazing. Some of the races towards the back end of this season have just been epic. Literally had us on our feet, yelling at the microphones, because the hype at both class of cars, some of the finishes have been amazing. Yeah, week after week. It's been a pleasure to call these boys over the last 10 weeks. And obviously wish them all luck in season 14 as well.
So a lap car in the horizon there for Matty Clark, Noah Reid. I think it's going to come out okay.
That's Mason Grunsel, J-Man. He'll be well aware the boys are behind him. Here comes the likes. There goes that big bad caddy first. Grunsel ducks to the inside. Little awkward. He was waiting for the hyper to get through, I think, there before he got out of the road.
Definitely didn't make it too easy for our front two runners there.
Definitely not so, but
Ullen was very close to tagging the back of Reedy on the way in to Vale that time.
Obviously trying to do the right thing, J-Man there, and so yes, he must be applauded, but yeah, it's a fine line sometimes about getting out of the road and getting in the road. Costas Makalos still holding down third position in the GT class, J-Man, and then Joseph Marty and Isaac Ichikawa, both well deserved to be in those positions.
Give you a run. Give you a run of the last lap times for our GT3s. Matty Clark, a 10.59, 10.66 for Noah, 10.69 for Costas, 10.69 for Joseph Marnie, a 10.27 for Ichikawa, 11.6 for Whororo, a 10.7 for Dawson, a 10.4 for Lawrence, 11.6 for Davison, 11.6 for Steve Crossan. So I tell you what, the pace is stabilised. There's that many guys running on leaders' pace right now.
Yeah.
The difference being track proximity and position, obviously, as these guys at the front still go to battle.
Mate, there is literally 3 laps to run in this race, or probably less.
And 66 laps, 62, about to start 63.
Noah still not giving up, J-Man. So 3 minutes.
Rightfully.
3 minutes to run.
How'd you like to be Sue Linda right now? I feel like you're right, David. We are living there.
Well, look, yes.
Yeah, lots of anxiety, lots of... here we go. And there's a touch-up, and he spins him. Clark. And where is Costas Makrolos? That is the important thing. Here he comes.
No. So what happened there was Clarky a little bit in all sorts there. Must have had the rears pinched up.
He had run it in deep, and Reedy was down the inside. Traditionally, too, he's quite often taken that line, but he just didn't factor in how much slower Clarky was that time. But I'll tell you what, it's put Makrolos right into this. He is only 1.7 away. Remember, I quoted those lap times. He was running the same pace as these boys, if not a little quicker, because they're in full defence mode. So now he's closer. If these guys go to fight, he will be there. Remembering, this time through, there'll only be 2 to go. Reed having another big look. He's got a good run as they head down to Village.
Look, nothing left on the table here. It's an out of position. Steve Crossan has let them sneak on through there. Reed not done yet.
Sideways.
Very sideways. Very armfuls of opposite lock, and again gets
super close.
Just hovers that front inside wheel over the grass. Gets it done. Reed on the outside. They will get another lap after this. Look at Reed wriggling that thing around that corner. Even Clark. Plenty of wheel work. Look at Costas Makrolos, J-Man. He's only about 7 or 8 car lengths back now.
Well, Clarkie's focused on the exit, right? So he's boxing Reedy up in the middle of the corner too, so he gets the drive off. And that's just buying straight into Costas Makrolos' playbook as well, because every time that happens, he's just buying meters. So here we go, 65 of 66. Where is Bewley? He's on 72. So these boys will get through again.
Oh dear, I am literally chewing my thumbnail at the moment.
And Kim Hot are coming right as they turn up to Stowe.
Here comes the caddy.
Oh, Clarkie wide. It's going to have good drive offer here. Down.
Oh yeah, down to the hairpin.
To Vale though, but might be a little bit too far back. That might have been the moment. Oh, he sends it down there under brakes.
He's got this. Side by side, I said this. They couldn't do this, but here they are. Here we are, J-Man. They are doing.
That could be the pivotal moment in this race.
It's gone 0, J-Man. Clark, Reed over Clark. I don't believe that just happened.
Final corner.
What?
Hang on. It's not done. There's still this lap.
Well, it says 0 on the clock.
Yeah, but they got across because Nathan Bewley was going around.
Across. Oh, so
It's
look
not
at
done.
Clark.
It's not done.
Look how sideways Clark is behind Reed.
And Costas is right in it as well.
the slightest of mistakes. It was always on the card from either of those drivers.
They put on a show. Is it done? Is it done? He is still right there.
Looking for everything, anything. Oh, can he stop it? Oh, whoa, bro. Oh, no, I thought he was going to tag him there. We got to congratulate Bewley and Dixon. But Reed over Clark, over Makalos, J-Man. You could have thrown a blanket over those three at the end of that. Wow.
What a show. What a show.
Wow.
Congratulations and commiserations, I'm sure. But I tell you what, you were treated to a spectacle. Nathan Bewley goes out there and does it by just a little shy of 40 seconds over Will Dixon. And I think he'll be happy with his performance and maybe this balls that he gets at the end of that. But Noah Reid, Matty Clark, Costas Makrolos, what a fantastic battle in trying conditions here tonight. That is superlative.
Next level. Unbelievable. I'm just going to actually just pull up the points here again. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Dave and J-Man were a little bit excited because this is the points running into this round. So these guys knew it. We knew it. And that made that battle ever so much more intense. And just throw in a bucket load of rain, just to add to the intensity and add to the chewed fingernails at the end of the night. J-Man.
Yeah. We'll grab We'll grab Will Dixon down here, and he deserved the second position tonight, irrespective of the DNFs before him or after him, whatever you call it. He was in it for the long haul, drove beautifully. You got us on comms, Dixie?
G'day, boys. How are you?
Mate, trying conditions out there, but held it together and had a nice moment there post pit stops. Made a big gain on Nathan in the pit stops, and then also obviously traffic once again playing a nice little factor and gave us a bit of a battle there in the mix of it. But hey, look, the battle itself probably would have been keeping that stuff on the island, right?
Yeah, that's it. And I underfueled. Not on purpose. I'm just obviously horrible at maths. So that's why I sort of jumped in the pits and had to stop at the end there.
Yep. But hey, look, thoroughly enjoyed the battle there tonight. And look, it was one of attrition. There was a couple of really good contenders that fell by the wayside as well. And you held your nerve and kept pressing on. So well done, mate. And I'm not sure on the point scoring system as to whether or not that boost you a little bit further up the grid for the final positions of the championship with those that fell off around you, or whether it was merely a formality that from that point. But we've got to congratulate you on the drive. Will, it was fantastic, mate.
Yeah, thanks, boys. It's a shame the other guys didn't finish up, but yeah, it was fun nonetheless.
Yeah, nice work, mate. Anyone you want to give a shout out, Dixie?
Oh, mate, just you guys on comms doing this every week, and the fellas at Rainlight for organising this week in, week out. And yeah, all the lads jumping in and enjoying it. It's good.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. Oh, look.
Well done, Will.
Yeah, congrats, mate, and well done, and cheers for the chat, Will.
Thanks, legends. Have a good one.
Cheers, mate. There you go. Will Dixon brings that one home second behind Nathan Bewley. And we shall grab Mr. Bewley. The championship elect takes the overall, takes the hyperclass. Wow, we could have given this trophy away virtual trophy at that. Three rounds or so ago, maybe more, probably 4. But Nathan, you got us on comms?
Hey, boys, how's it going?
Mate, fantastic. Out there doing the business tonight. Wasn't without moments, mate. We did catch you. The not so frequent mistakes that we ever see you make, but we caught one tonight, mate. And she was a bit of a hairy moment just in front of the leaders, but gathered yourself back up and pressed on. What was it like out there in the hyper tonight?
Yeah, not too bad. Like, obviously off the start, seeing that Chris and Hayden had a bit of contact, so I ran like that all the way on the runoff in turn 1, like that 1, 2, 3 complex, and then was literally battling Will, and then he unfortunately had that spin into like Stowe, and the car felt pretty good, and then yeah, we got to like the rain, and yeah, it was still good, but as you said, I had a couple moments, and some of them it was just like only changing like little things on the car, like you'd literally like move the brake bias like one click back, and then she'd like literally spin on me when I like braked, and I was like, oh, so it was very challenging,
Sensitive,
yeah.
yeah.
And like I said to the boys in the chat before, and I'll just say it here, you know, so then it's like on air, I didn't mean to like come out in front of them because I was like on the grass when I'd stopped, and I tried to spin the car around on the grass so then I wouldn't be like near anybody. But when I like went, gave it some throttle and tried to spin it, and then all of a sudden it said, nah, we're gonna grip up on the grass and then go towards the tarmac, and then I was kind of like, it's quite hard to see, and I didn't exactly know where it was. So then I like kind of like went to the right, and then I seen the other boys to the left, and I was like, oh my god, hopefully I don't like haven't missed anybody up. But yeah,
That was nearly a big moment.
Oh, it
but
was. It was.
look, well gathered, and hey, look, we applaud you on the season. I think it's a statement, Nathan. I think anybody that's been watching on and wants to have a crack at the hypers, I think you set the benchmark, the standard for guys, and I certainly hope in the
Absolutely.
future that yeah, the guys put a bit of time in and try and give you something a little bit more challenging. Obviously, there's been moments over the seasons and stuff, but that one there was purely dominant, and we hope for your sake that somebody throws their name in the hat and turns up to give you a good challenge, mate. But fantastic performance. Congrats on another dominating race win. And look, anyone you want to give a shout out, the floor is yours, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure watching you.
no, not really. You know, just the normal you boys. You know, for the awesome comms and all that. And I'll add Isaac in. You know, when you guys can yank him in and have him for
Oh,
what
he's
do you call it,
awesome.
comms. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because gives us like drivers and there's someone else to watch. Because like I always say, I'm mostly focused on like what's happening in my race, so I don't really see like what's going on. Even in like the same class, you know, there can be battles in our class. I can see it like maybe on the Delta, but I don't actually see like what's going on. So that's always good to see, watch back and all that. And then obviously the Rainlight admin and all that kind of team, because you know I bet
Yep.
there's a lot of stuff that us drivers that we don't see that they do in the back end that like makes us all work and all that kind of thing. So cheers to them. And then yeah, just the drivers, you know, they're the ones that also help make the show. And yeah, it means that, you know, some people have drivers that they like to cheer on and all that, and that's awesome, you know. So yeah, hopefully we can keep the numbers up, and yeah, even increase them some more would be awesome.
Hell
Yeah,
yes.
awesome. Well said, Nathan, and congrats, mate. Cheers for the chat. Awesome stuff.
No problem. See you, boys.
There you go. So that is Nathan Beauty. Actually
Nathan
raises a
Beale.
valid point, Dave. I think I'd go as far as saying Isaac's a better commentator in the dry booth than he is in the wet, but he'll
Oh,
respect
ouch.
that. I just, yeah, I'll poke the beer. Anyway,
We love
what
it.
I'm going to do here is I'm going to drag these boys in here.
Okay, here we go. We're
And the
gonna
reason I'm going to,
group chat.
well, we've got a group chat because, like, if these guys aren't acquainted, we know they are. They've just spent the better part of an hour plus.
Yep.
Oh, did we lose Costas?
Maybe.
Yeah, it looks
We
like
might.
he left.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Anyway, congrats, Costas, on the podium. Fantastic stuff. But Reedy and Maddie Clark, mate, tell you what, you treated us and the viewers. You waited 10 rounds to put on the best show on the house. And look, commiserations and congratulations are in order. I don't know what that means for the 3-point swing
He
and the
wins.
points. Okay,
wins.
so congratulations on the championship, Reedy. Sorry to drag you in and have you here, that Maddie, but I'm sure you
No, not
respected
at
the
all.
fight that you had.
Oh, that
It
was
was
unreal.
fantastic. Reedy,
I thought-
you can
Oh, yeah.
breathe now.
Thanks.
Maddie, you can breathe also.
I'm so sweaty, man.
Yeah, and also your mum can breathe, and I think Linda can breathe as well. So hey, look, super suspenseful race, and just got to applaud you guys for the season, the battle that you put on for us, you know, and the viewers, and you know it's pretty easy for us to get wrapped up in the moment up here in the booth, and we're having such a good time watching that sort of stuff. But I just want to reflect on the racing tonight and just the commitment, the experience, the absolute skill set, you know. We heard, Matty, you were pretty much out of strikes pretty early or with track limits. And then
Yeah.
just the ability in the fight too, really, Matty, just the way that you were letting the cars, I guess, express themselves. There's a lot of sideways stuff, but controlled. Some of it, I'm sure, was unanticipated, but looked to be a lot of it was well in control. And just the little arm wrestle in the wet boys was fantastic to watch. The way that Reedy, you could come out of in and out of the little switchback out onto Beckett's out onto Hanger Straight, Clarkey, your confidence through Stowe, and then you worked out that little inside line down into Vale, cutting the corner when you could pull the car up. Just the little things that I think the viewers would have picked up on, because it was very consistent from you two, the strengths and weaknesses. So just applaud you on you guys working out what the cars were good at, what they weren't good at, where to attack, and then probably the final moment, that last pass, Reedy, on Matty. We thought the clock had run dead, and there was one more to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Something to do with where the hyper was, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the clock hit 0, I still had 2 laps left, which I've never seen before.
Yeah. And hey, look, it was done. It was done. The corner before that clock went 0, Matty, and you had an opportunity, and we saw a big one. I think it was down to Vale as well, right at the end piece, and I almost thought it was too big, but you guys pulled it off.
Yeah, I didn't mean to send it like that, I'll be honest.
But yeah, no, other than, look, we could have almost forecast that there was going to be a bit of contact coming out of Beckett's onto Hanger Straight, because Reedy's inside line was super quick through the middle. Matty, you were more focused on getting the car off square and getting the drive traction. But I tell you what, you guys did a fantastic job to sort that out and navigate the fact that Costas Makrolos was always there to a degree.
He was being very kind. He even acknowledged afterwards he was absolutely letting us fight. I thought he was, because he definitely had the pace to pass me at some points. But yeah, kudos to him for. I don't know. I see both sides of that, where part of me is like, nah, have a crack. Like it's a race, you're in it. But I do get it, and I do appreciate it.
Yeah, look, I think early in the piece, I think when Reedy was leading and you were tucked in second and he was rolling out, coming up up pit straight there, I literally called and I said, this car at the moment in the early stages of the rain looked like a winning formula. It just, compared to the amount of movement and sort of how sketchy the two Porsches looked in front of him, he just looked like he was on rails. It probably got a little wetter, and then the gap increased. Traffic played a little part, and then you guys pulled sort of 5.5 seconds, and it didn't look like he could push any harder than that. But when he was with you in the early phases, it looked like a really, to be honest, I called it a winning combination. I just thought that, and at that point he'd been saving VE as well, but clearly VE wasn't a factor. The fact you guys were only using around 1.92%, I think you guys were well in control of what that looked like at the pit stops. Yeah. So, but hey, nothing short of congratulations, I'm sure, from all our viewers and supporters, and Davo and myself up in the box here. It's been one very memorable season, and I think even more so the fact that the GD3s, yourself and Reedy, took it right down to the line. So I will say a final congratulations to Reedy and to you, Matty, for second runner-up. So nothing wrong with the bridesmaid with the competition that we've got in this series. And yeah, fantastic. We applaud you, and obviously always an opportunity to shout out your sponsors, starting with you, Reedy.
I don't have any sponsors, don't have any money coming in or anything like that, but I will.
How's this possible?
I will give a little shout out to my mate Jack, who's actually watching at the moment, and he's been cheering me on for the past few weeks, because he knows that it's been coming down to the wire. So just a little shout out to him. I'm sure that he enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm sure that, well, Matt's already told me about the 12 times that he's enjoyed it. So.
Well, welcome, Jack. Welcome and hello. Yes.
Yeah, well done, Jack. You're supporting a top man.
Yes.
But Matty?
Firstly, congrats to Noah. Unbelievable, both like title fight, but also like just final race. That was so much fun. Completely deserved. I will give a shout out to my mum as always, but a separate one, just kind of a shocking one to me. I give a shout out to Jimmy Broadbent who popped into my chat out of nowhere for I don't know about.
Hey,
Are you
I,
serious?
I'm not kidding. The most shocking thing that's ever happened to me was seeing
Tonight?
looking over and seeing yeah,
Tonight?
he popped in and was like, "It looks treacherous," and I was like, "Excuse you? What the fuck?"
yeah. Shout out, Jimmy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Well,
Good stuff.
well, hello, Jimmy Broadbent, as well. If you're watching,
He has unfortunately run off.
I'm sure the time zone difference, but is a little bit sketchy. But yeah, amazing from both you guys tonight. What an awesome way to finish that off. Eh?
Yeah, couldn't have asked
Touche.
for a more incredible end to the season. Again, congrats, Noah. Very deserved championship.
Thank you. It was a very good season. You definitely pushed me like all the way, all the way.
I thought I was gonna do it.
We thought you were going to do it.
Heartbreak, but also I couldn't have asked for a better race, so I'm not mad about it at all.
I tell you what, it's going to make the breakdown on what Wednesday night, boys, quite interesting. I'd love to see Stephen Crossland come out with some stats. Shout out if you're listening, famous Crossy, coming out with some stats on on what that roadmap looks like for Reedy and Matty Clark throughout the seasons, as far as points per round, who won what, who placed where, and what the roadmap looks like to get to that point. Because obviously you're all tuning in tonight, got to witness how it finished off. But tell you what, there's a pretty cool story that leads us up to this point. So hey, look, boys, I won't hold you up too long. And once again, we applaud you. Thank you very, very much for the time that you give to us at the end of your night. I know you're quite probably spent and ready for bed and so speak. So we appreciate you guys week in, week out, and all the best, and looking forward to seeing what happens next.
Vice versa. Appreciate everything you guys do and the show that you put on. It's phenomenal. I couldn't ask for a better experience. So cheers, fellas, and here's to next season.
Cheers, boys.
Absolutely,
Cheers.
absolutely, legend. And
there you go, Davo.
oh, mate, and look, they're thanking us for putting on the show. My God, J-Man, who put the show on? I was seriously on my feet there a couple of times, just yelling at the microphone. Unbelievable. The pressure, the intensity, like as soon as it started to rain, those guys they just upped the ante. It just got even wilder. So what a way to we've said it multiple times already. What a way to finish things up after 10 rounds, J-Man, right down to the wire points wise, and one of the most amazing races with those guys going toe to toe for pretty much an hour or more.
Yeah, and look, congrats to all the other drivers completing throughout the season as well. There's some great performances as well. Good sort of end of season stuff going on. We often talk about, how do you fix the formula in sim racing leagues and communities for the fall off. But I tell you what, these guys stay pretty true, and we saw fantastic performances at the back end from Pete Dawson and co. There was just good signs. Steve Crossland turned his season around halfway through the calendar there. Obviously had a little bit of a mare tonight in those conditions and stuff. And but look, congrats to Rainlight Racing and constructing this, and all the admin team in the back of house and everybody that gets this thing off the ground. We wouldn't be here if they didn't do that. So congrats to everyone. Davo, I think I might let you wrap the sponsors and the show up, and bye for now.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, thank you, Rainlight Racing, and thank you, everybody involved with Rainlight Racing. Obviously, MATCHFIT Entertainment bringing it to you live on the internet on a Monday night. But obviously, we got Sim Black's True to Life Racing Designs, Mr. Grippy and Crossy, famous Crossy himself. Who is this Jimmy Broadbent anyway? We've got famous bloody Crossy, ladies and gentlemen, and Sue. Sorry, yes, Sue. I know you were here too. So, but look, we are very grateful Obviously, to all of our viewers and legends that are tuning in once again on a Monday night. And look, yeah, stick around. Who knows? Look, like and subscribe to the Jimmy Broadbents and all of the other new people tuned in. Hit the like and subscribe and hit your notifications so you can keep up with everything MATCHFIT throughout our week. And yes, thank you, legends, for tuning in again for 10 rounds, 10 weeks of Davo and J-Man yelling at the mics and getting very excited sometimes, like we were tonight, about, these boys ripping around on their sim rigs and couldn't ask for a better way to finish things up. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Grey Light Racing. Thanks, all of the sponsors. And, tune in. Stay tuned. And we'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.